Thanks to you, Boff Wally, for sharing that beautiful song with us in the Commoners Choir. Thanks to you at the National Lottery. Thanks to you at Arts Council England. Thanks to everybody who's ever bought a lottery ticket. Thanks to everybody who's paid their tax. Thanks to everybody who's made this possible. Department of Digital, Culture, Media and Sport, the Treasury. We are here today thanks to you. We are here for culture thanks to the government funding that we've received through lottery, and we're going to have a fantastic day here today. But first, I'd like you to imagine not experiencing a trip to Mars. Imagine not being able to marvel at wonders like this. Imagine not aiming this high. Good morning, Academy St James. I hope you're all well today. You might remember me. You might not recognise me because I've got my happy mask on today. It's the very worrying times. My mum is very poorly. She's got double pneumonia. She's very poorly. My dad's looking after her. I haven't seen him for a long, long time. Very serious times, but we have to do what we can to inspire you, to help you aim high. I'm going to take my mask off because I'm the only person on Mars today, so I don't think I need to worry about that. Get rid of my happy mask. Can you all hear me okay? Can anybody at home hear me? I've got Magdalene Blair there. Who else have we got here? I feel famous. Aisha feels famous. I remember you, says Collins Luinga. Hello, everybody. I hope that's good. I hope that's not such a bad thing. We've got lots of people on standby here. Let's see if we've got over on the other system. Let me see if I can flip over here and get rid of that and press that. And there's Mr. Tolson doing some work. Mr. Tolson's catching up in his Ofsted report by the look of it. How are you doing there, Mr. Tolson? You've got your mic muted. There you go.
Good. Nick, thank you very much for doing this morning. Great to be here. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely fantastic. So we've got Mrs. Allingham's class by the look of it. Give us all a wave there, Miss Allingham's class. You are famous. You're live on the interweb. All your mums and dads are there. Mr. Karnak is just saying, yay. Mary Beaumont is saying hello. Jake Robbo, I don't know what he's saying. He's got lots of, this will be awesome. Hands up if you think this is going to be awesome, everyone in Mrs. Allingham's class. Who thinks it's going to be awesome? Well, I got a thumbs up from that little boy on the front there. I got a thumbs up. Who wants a virtual fist bump? There's a virtual fist bump through the screen. Hey, loving that. Who else have we got here? Miss Wotton's class. Come on, Miss Wotton's class. Let's get that microphone off mute and let's make some noise. We can't hear you. Come on. Can we hear you? We can't quite hear you, but not to worry, we'll get that working. There you are. Mr. Brownsell's class, look at it. Oh, no uniform day today. Hello at the back, somebody's waving at the back. There's a teacher sitting at the back, or the teaching assistant. Give us a wave again, sir. We've got Adidas tops on there. Super cool, no dress down day. How fantastic is this? I think that's, and Miss Langley, we've got Miss Langley. Do we have Miss Langley's class? Or somebody's on the phone there, wondering why it's not working probably. There you are, give us all a wave in Miss Langley's class. Yes, that's you. You are famous. Let's get rid of this. Let's minimise that down. You are famous on the interweb. I'm here in Mars. I'm on Mars and you are there in Bradford. And somebody's very happy. Somebody's very happy to be here. That's good.
Nick, just to say as well, we've got a class at home working from home today and they've logged in too.
Have you, Mr. Tolson? It's fantastic. Let's see if we get you back up. Say that again. I'm not very good with Zoom. Let's have a look. If I pin you like the spotlight video, I think that gets you up and then make you full screen. There we go.
Yeah, just to say, we've got our Otters class. They're working from home this week. But they've all been commenting on the live stream, so it's really great.
Have they? Oh wow! So who's from Otters class? Anybody from Otters class on the live stream? Pop a message in. Is that Jake Robbo by any chance? Is he? Jake Robbo's going to break his keyboard if he's not careful with all those messages. Fantastic. Does it all sound okay, Mr. Tolson?
Great, really good, Nick.
I have a habit of speaking a bit too loud, so if I'm talking too loud, tell me off and I'll turn it down a bit. Makes a change for me to do all the talking and not you, doesn't it, Mr. Tolson? So here we are. We're here at Academy St James and I'm here today because once upon a time I was inspired by somebody very, very inspiring. I was inspired by this man, Mr. Ken Robinson, Sir Ken Robinson, and he told me something very, very special. He told me that creativity is as important as literacy. And I know Mr. Tolson would agree with that. And that's why you're so lucky to be at Academy St James, because Academy St James believe in creativity and giving you the skills, not just to aim high, but higher than high, to aim higher than the sky with whatever it is that you want to do. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, somebody a minute ago said they remembered me, and I remember you because I've had some very special times at Academy St James. And I want to flash back to this time last year.
We're giving God all the glory right now. Let's go, man. Help me out. We're gonna take this to church. I'm blinded by your grace. Sing along. Sing along.
Do you remember this?
I'm blinded by your grace, by your grace. I'm blinded by your grace.
We had a sing-along to Stormzy, didn't we?
I'm blinded by your
We were in the playground with a video on a big lorry.
Although I'm not worthy, you fix me.
Absolutely fantastic
Sing
time we
along.
had.
By your grace. Sing along.
Stormzy the artist, Stormzy the singer. Stormzy, believe it or not, has got a connection to Academy St James. We'll have to look that one up one day, Mr Tolson, I think. But that's what we've been talking about. We've been talking about creativity and people like Stormzy and people like you who work hard at school or whatever it is they love doing to aim not just high but higher than high. And you might remember last year we had a big screen on that lorry there. We had a fantastic time. In fact, we've had lots of fantastic times at Academy St James. This was one of my favourite days when everybody got one of their big posters that they'd taken a picture of themselves holding a selfie, and you all held it up and we got a drone to film it from the sky. And that drone saw a thing which we've called an artwork, which we co-created, we collaborated, we worked together to make a thing called the White Hart of Yorkshire. The White Hart of Yorkshire, pieces of white paper that when we put pictures on, tell a story. And the story that they told that day was how much you all love art there at Academy St James. And we had that playing on a big screen, didn't we? Do you remember this time last year we had the video on the top of a lorry? It was on your special Christmas day, and we had Father Christmas, we had reindeers, we had fantastic food. I even took some home, there was so much food. And today we're doing what we call the Aim High 20 Tour and Festival. And I've been travelling all over the country. I had a weekend in Leeds last weekend. I've been to York, I've been to Shropshire, I've been all over the place this week. And as I say, today I'm in Mars. It's the hashtag Aim High 20 Festival for all you rocket kids there in Academy St James. All you boys and girls in your classrooms there, let's get you all up. I keep going to Mr. Tolson, that's no good. All you boys and girls, we want you all to aim not just high, but higher than high. And that's what we're talking about today. All you rocket kids and rock stars, dancers, and all you dreamers. Because dreaming's not so bad sometimes, because it's when you dream is when you have ideas. It's when you dream, you start thinking about things you might do and have ideas beyond your station. You might not aim high, but higher than high, but aim and build castles in the sky. And today we're talking about those skills, and we're going to talk about some very special things. Now in Leeds last weekend, I showed a film. I don't know if you've got a co-op near where you are in Bradford, but a man called Steve Murrells, he's the boss of the co-op, and he gave me the greatest gift for Christmas. He really did. He made a film that we borrowed, and we changed the music and changed some of the words, and we did this with it last weekend in Leeds.
Ministers have just announced Christmas will be different this year for thousands of us. New measures
Can I come? Come on. I am. I'm coming. Ready? Yeah.
You see, I grew up a bloody screw up. I've always been a little rough around the edges. I run the streets all day where we would play, blowing, chase and hopping over fences. Youths offended, bad decisions, good intentions, poor attendance, skip detention. Living life's the only way you ever learn your lesson. Authorities couldn't handle him. In hindsight, they didn't know what was happening when there was never any doubt. Was never chasing out, I wasn't even chasing any status. And you know you all have to rate us, cause I'll always be a rock star, even if I never get famous. They said you ever get a jump, it will be dead end. They didn't know that I would grow to be a legend. I'm a rock star, ooh, I'm a rock star. They said you ever get a job, it will be dead end. They didn't know that I would grow to be a legend. I'm a rock star, ooh, I'm a rock star. I'm a rock star, ooh, I'm a rock star.
And that's a film by the Co-op, all about community and people coming together. I should apologise, actually. There was a rude word at the beginning of that, which I should have muted out. I apologise for that. I hope nobody noticed that. What I'd like you all to do now, all you boys and girls in the classes there, and you Robbo at home and everybody at home, a couple of people are saying it's a bit laggy. I'm really sorry. My internet connection is a little bit up and down, but we're recording it and we'll be able to put it all up on the internet later in perfect quality for you if it isn't perfect now. So don't worry too much about that. And I'm sorry if it's a bit laggy. Trouble is with the internet, everybody's using it at once, aren't they? Everybody's at home learning, everybody's reading their stuff. Now, everybody in your classes, I'd like you to think about what that film was about. What do you think that film was about? What one word do you think that film was about? I'm going to come and ask you in a minute, so I'd like you all to get ready on mute. And I'd also like you at home as well. Everybody at home, Mary Beaumont, what do you think that film was about? Any ideas? Anybody got any words? What words come to mind about what that film was about? Let's go and ask all the boys and girls in the classes. Let's go to Miss Wotton's class, shall we? Miss Wotton, let's click on you and see if you can unmute your microphone. Where are we? And I'm going to bring you up. Let's get you all up full screen there. So oh, somebody's coming to the front of the class to answer. Hello, young man. What do you think that film was about? I can't hear you for some reason. Why can't I hear you? Are you talking? Oh, that's not good, is it? I'm not muted, and you're not muted. That's a strange thing, isn't it?
Can you type it in?
Oh, do you want to just type it in or write it on a piece of paper and hold it in front of the camera? How about that? Because I can hear Mr. Tolson. That means my end's working. Oh, say again. Rockstar. That's a good one. Thank you very much. Is that one word or two words? That's great. Fist bump for that. Give you a flying fist bump for that. Fantastic. Well done. Let's go to another class. Your microphone was working. It just wasn't very loud, was it? Let's have a look. Let's see what else we've got here. Let's go to Miss Cooper's class. Hello, Miss Cooper's class. Let's get you up full screen. Oops. Hang on a second. I'm going to pull you up full screen. Somebody who doesn't want to do it. Here we are. There we go. Is that Miss Wooden's class? Who's got a word for what that film's about? Shout it out loud.
Bit louder.
Community.
Community. That's a great word. That's one of my favourite words. That is. Mr. Co-op man will be very pleased about that. So let's go and find another one. Let's go and find somebody else. Who else have we got here? Did we have Miss Cooper's class yet? Have we had Miss Cooper's class yet? We did have you. Did we just have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember. That's a bit of a senior moment, that is, as we call that in the trade. Let's go to Miss Langley's class then. Anybody in Miss Langley's class got an idea? What word do you think that film was about? Oh, coming to the front.
Working together.
Working together. Can you think of one word that means working together?
Collaborating.
Oh, fist bump for that. Give me a fist bump for that, young man. Oh, elbows. Sorry, elbows. That's right. Sorry, I forgot my social distancing. Silly me. That's a great word. Isn't that a fantastic word? Collaborating. Oh, got somebody else, or are you just moving your chair? She's just moving her chair. That's fine. Let me see if I can find somebody else. Who haven't we had? I'm not very good. Have we had Miss Allingham's class? I don't think we have. Let's go to Miss Allingham's class. You can unfold your arms, young man. Come on, let's have a word.
Inspiring.
Inspiring. Did you think it was inspiring, did you?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you all very much for those super words. As ever, I'm going to have a go and see if I can. I've got some words written down here which I thought it might be about. I thought maybe I saw a guitar, a musical instrument, guitar. In fact, I'll tell you what we can do. Why don't we put you lot up in that little window underneath on the side of the van? See if we can get you up on the side of the van. There we go. Be quite nice to see you all the time, wouldn't it? There we go. There you go. You're all up. You're up on the side of that van now all the time. There you go. I've got a video van. I've got a van that I can put videos on the side of, and I'm going to save that for one of my little presets so we can use that again. That's quite handy, isn't it? And we could even have you all up. Let's have a look. Get you all up in a little mesh like that. Oops, that's not working. You can tell I'm not very good with Zoom. There we are. So, guitar was a word. Generous. I think they were very generous. Did you notice that people gave them money, but that they didn't take it because they were giving their art for nothing? We've got Jake Robber, his word is incredible. Well, that's a good one, Jake. We've got Collins Lewinga, I don't know if you're a child or a parent, and that's 2 words, helping others. I'm trying to think of what word could be helping others. Generous, that's generous. I suppose being generous would be that, wouldn't it? Working together as well, so we've got some good words there. So great words from our home learning class. Brothers, 2 brothers, weren't they, helping each other, brotherly love. Money, I think they didn't take the money, but it's a good way of making money. Happy, they were making people very happy, I thought. Music, I don't know if anybody said music, but you know what I think, my favourite, I love it so much, I've got the t-shirt. I think it was about art. Art. And I don't know if you remember, we did this last year when I came to Academy St James, and we looked at this film by this man. I'm not going to play it all now, but you might remember Sir Elton John and how his story started. He learned to play the piano. It's a very fast film, this one. I'm going to speed it up a bit.
It's a little bit funny.
Well, it is funny when you speed it up, but look what happened on Christmas Day. He had a lovely present when he was a little boy.
I'm not one of those who can easily hide.
And Elton John has made lots of money with his art. He's made the world a better place with his art, and he's certainly made lots of friends. He was friends with Princess Di, who you might have seen on The Crown lately. He's friends with all sorts of people. So his art has helped him. And in fact, we say that art is what we call it when what we do connects us to somebody else. So your art could be making cakes and dressing up like ladies, like Grayson Perry does. Your art could be painting. Your art could be photography, taking selfies. Your art could be dancing or graphic design, like Morag Myerscough, who's my favourite graphic designer. Your art could be DJing. I've got some DJ decks under my desk where on a Saturday night we have a bit of a disco. Your art could be fashion, like Victoria Beckham, who used to be in music and now she's a fashion designer. Hands up, all you boys, if you like, and girls, if you like football. Anybody there like football in Mr. Allingham's class? This is when all the hands go up, isn't it? See what Miss Bransell's class. Anybody in there, Miss Bransell's class, like football? Couple of people, yeah. Put your hands up as high as you can if you love football the best and you're going to play one day and make loads of money. That's not a bad strategy, but whatever you do, make sure you have a plan B, just in case you break your leg. So you learn good skills that you could maybe be a manager, you could be a trainer, you could work in the stadium. There's lots and lots of jobs in football. Cooking, coding, all these things are what we call art. The art of coding. I don't know if you remember, when I came to Academy St James, some of us, we did a coding workshop with a BBC Microbit, and that's a £12 computer that you can code. Now that'd be a great Christmas present if anybody can afford to have one of those, a £12 computer for Christmas, and we can teach you how to code those, or you might even remember. My favourite is the art of rockets, as you know, and I've been to Academy St James and we've fired rockets. I also like the steam train rockets as well. This one was invented by George Stephenson, which is one of my favourites. And another thing that we love doing is the art of robots. And I love robots. Now, you might remember when I came to Academy St James, I showed you this Lego robot here. This Lego robot can solve a Rubik's Cube in 2 minutes. And last weekend, when I was in Leeds,
you may have heard of us, we're in the news.
I met this man.
Mainly develops processors.
And this is the man who invented that robot.
Energy efficient devices, low power devices like smartphones, tablets.
And he invents computer chips. Look at that Rubik's Cube. Whoa. And that one. Whoa.
And in about 2008, I think, I saw a video on YouTube of somebody who built a robot out of Lego that could solve the Rubik's Cube. That one in particular, I was sort of challenged to make one that only needed a single Lego kit. Most of my robots use smartphones or computers to actually calculate the solution. But that one in particular was the first one I made using the Lego Mindstorms NXT kit. The next generation after that was called the EV3. And this was based on,
and these are all the robot kits
the ARM processor, the ARM9,
and all the Lego robots that he's made.
Is based on,
would anybody like to see that video one day of how to make robots? Anybody like to see that video maybe sometime at home on YouTube? Would you like me to put it on YouTube so you can see how those robots work? Anybody interested in that? couple of people, brilliant, because not everybody's into robots. This man is so clever. This is the latest Lego robot kit, and this is the first time he ever showed it on the YouTube for us last weekend in Leeds. Whoa, really, really cool. Now we're going to have a competition kicking off in January when we launch a thing called the Rocket Kids Club, where you could win one of those for your school community. We've also got a robot that looks... Oh, look at this one. This is amazing. That's a robot that solves a 4x4 Rubik's Cube. And he's got a record attempt. Look at that one. It can solve a Rubik's Cube with 6x6. Very, very cool. In January, we are going to be giving away a robot like this to a school community as well. So you could win a Lego Rubik's Cube robot, or you could win a robot like this that's got a camera on it that can take your photograph and work out how old you are. So look out, mums and dads. That's a bit scary, isn't it? Mary Beaumont says, no, she doesn't want a robot for working out how old she is. Collins, somebody says maybe there. So amazing technology. That's a £500 robot, and you could win it for your school community. You could win a Lego Rubik's Cube robot, and we're also going to be giving away 3 of these little super robots. And if anybody wants a super robot, we've got some of these for sale for Christmas, and they are just about £30, and they've got 2 motors, and you can code them on a computer, and it all works with Lego as well. Just fantastic. So robots, super, super cool stuff. So that's what we're talking about today, and really today is all about the 3 greatest gifts. And I've got about 5 or 10 minutes left, so I'm going to talk quite quickly, but I want to talk to you today about the 3 greatest gifts. Now, as you know, gifts come in boxes, don't they? I want to show you some cardboard boxes. I was at Parklands Primary last weekend in Leeds with Mr. Dyson, who connected me to Mr. Tolson actually, and look what somebody dumped in their playground. Can you see all those cardboard boxes? Somebody left a load of cardboard boxes. They threw them over the fence at night. And Mr. Dyson was furious. He really was very, very cross about that. And we had an idea. We thought, I know, because I remembered back to when I was a little boy, a special program on the television called Thunderbirds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Every week when there was an emergency, the Thunderbirds used to get in their special rockets on Tracy Island, which is a special island in the middle of nowhere, and they pulled a swimming pool back. It was a special island with lots of tunnels and lots of rocket launching places. The swimming pool came back and they could launch a rocket through it. Whoa. Tracy Island was just incredible. I should have sped this up, shouldn't I? I thought I did. And then they launched the rocket underneath. The man is ready. He's going to launch the rocket. Whoa! Wow. So that inspired me and inspired us to think about how can we use that to inspire all of you there at home. So we decided to build not our own Tracy Island, but to build our own Mars Base Camp 1, which looks a bit like Tracy Island. And this man is called Will.
Is completely made out
and we've got videos that show you how to make your own
kind of boxes that you
Mars Base 1 or Tracy Island out of cardboard and all special skills. This man's an artist, he's a sculptor, but he makes things from cardboard. And then the next day he showed us how to make a rocket really quickly.
This workshop's going to be all about making the rocket. And this is going to be very much...
And he does this in half an hour, but we speeded it up a bit here, and there's the rocket. And then we took those two, and we built them for real at Parklands Primary School up there in Leeds. And there is the full-size rocket that we made from cardboard. All those cardboard boxes we made into a rocket and a Mars-based one. And the children are there waiting to see that rocket launch. Very, very exciting. And there is the Tracy Island in the playground at Parklands Primary. And here I am standing in front of it. Absolutely massive. It's a good job they threw lots of cardboard over the wall so we could build this great big island. This is so fun. Who said that? Also, Jake Robbo seems to be enjoying himself. He hasn't broken his keyboard yet. That's cool, is it, Jake? Fantastic. And somebody says that's amazing. Fantastic. Aisha's at home there. So, I think this looks a bit like a sculpture. Now, last weekend we were really, really lucky because we were camping in a camper van and we were allowed to pitch it at Yorkshire Sculpture Park. I don't know if you've ever been to Yorkshire Sculpture Park, but they've got amazing, amazing sculptures, massive, massive sculptures that are this big. They're so big, absolutely amazing. And one of my favourite pieces of art there is actually a picture and it says, all schools should be art schools. And that's a great thing to get your photo taken in front of, isn't it? I'm going to pretend I'm in front of it now and have my photo taken. This is by an artist called Bob and Roberta Smith, and he does amazing things. Hands up, everybody, in Miss Wotton's class, if you think your school's an art school. Who thinks art's important? Who wants all schools to be an art school? Fantastic.
Nick,
yeah.
Year 3 and 4 are having an art morning, actually. They're doing art all morning today.
Are they? Year 4?
Yeah.
Which class is that, sir?
Mrs. Wotton, Mrs. Cooper and Mrs. Langley, they're doing art all morning.
Fantastic. So you've got, this is setting you up. Maybe you could, I don't know if you've got a project, but maybe you could do something about aiming higher at your art space and Mars.
They're making 3D models of Stonehenge.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. Well, that's the other extreme from Mars base stations. We've got to start somewhere, haven't we, sir? Fantastic.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, that's perfect timing then, isn't it? It's great. And I was talking to a fantastic artist last weekend, Emma, actually, Mr. Tolson, and I know she's done some work with you. And we've got a plan for you. We want to take your school and you on a journey next year. We want to take you to get you Arts Mark status. Are you up for that?
Yeah, absolutely. Because Emma did our training day in November.
I know. And she was fantastic. So she joined us last weekend at Yorkshire Sculpture Park. And we made a pact that we're going to help Academy St James on a journey to Arts Mark status and put art right at the heart. And I know you do, but I think you deserve the certificate if you've got a room on your wall there, Mr. Tolson, for that. So last weekend, as I say, believe it or not, we were at Yorkshire Sculpture Park, and this is a video. We're not allowed to video the sculptures, but this is a video of where we were camping because I rented a camper van. Because of COVID, we weren't allowed to stay in hotels. And literally, I slept in that camper van with my friend Malumba, our artist Malumba, who was helping me all weekend, and he's probably around today and logged on. And inside that camper van, can you see that big green screen on the door there? Well, basically, that allows me to... Oh, here I am. I was on the floor. Sorry, I didn't realise I was on the floor there. So basically, in this camper van, we had a whole pirate television station. And that green screen there, and the green screen inside, the one you can see there, allows us to do all sorts of magical things. So basically, if you look at this picture of the castle, that was a photo that I took inside a house in front of a green screen. And there's the photo I took. And there it is with the green screen cut away. And there it is stuck on the front. And that's how all this technology works. Because I'm not really on Mars, and I know you know that because nobody's been to Mars yet. But let me show you where I really am. If I can turn this camera on. Oh, let's have a look. I'll turn a camera on here. There we go. Oh, the battery's flat. That's not good, is it? Hang on a second. Let me just wire that in. Oh, let's see if that will reach. Okay, well, not to. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go off piste here. I'm going to show you this camera here because this is where I really am. I am really in an office at home with all this computers and all this technology and a big screen behind me. And I've got a messy old shit. Oh, that's gone off. Where's that gone off? Whoops, there we go. I've got some lights. I've got my desk. That's my messy desk. That's even messier than Mr. Tolson's. And over there, you can see the cardboard model of the island just sitting on top of my printer. And that's how we do it. We made these cardboard models, and that's what you could do in the holidays. You could make cardboard models, and if you're lucky enough to have a smartphone or a computer, and behind is a clock that tells me I'm 4 minutes over time, so I better speak quickly. But I wanted you to show how this works, because if you work hard at school, and if you work hard with your science and your tech and all your coding and all your art, maybe one day you could work in television, because that's all this is. I've got a big mixer here, I've got computers over there. Maybe you could work in television one day and make some money doing cool things like this, because this is how I make a living now. Well, I'd like to one day without a grant, but there we go. And there I'm back again. Let me zoom back in. I usually use my other camera, but the battery was a bit flat, not to worry. So let's put me over there like that. Whoops. So now you can see all I've got behind me is the green screen. And now when I press my special button here, I am back like this. And that's how it all works. So today, I want you to think about the 3 greatest gifts, because you're going to be asked over Christmas, what do you want for Christmas? And there are 3 things that you should be asking for. One is some time. With lockdown, parents and carers, everybody's at home, so you should be trying to find some time together, 10 minutes a day, maybe to read. The greatest gift anybody can give to you is 10 minutes of their time to sit and read with you, and the greatest gift you can give yourself is to read as much as you can. Read, read, read. The second thing is stories. I love books. This one of my, well, you probably remember the book that I told you all about was this book, Rocket Boys. Amazing book about 4 boys who saw the Sputnik and learnt to make rockets and ended up working for NASA. And I've written a book. I'm just a dad, and I wrote this little book here, and I know you all had copies of that last year. I'd love to know what you thought of that, if any of you still got that. 9 short stories, and I think that's still on Amazon if anybody wants to buy that. Lots and lots of books on the mums and dads. Michael Rosen here on how to be your child's best teacher. Lots of free ideas. It doesn't cost lots of money. You don't have to have tech. Lots and lots of great ideas like that. There's a super book here for all the mums as well. Educating Ruby, how to work out whether you're in a good school and what your secondary school should be like. That's a great book from Bill Lucas and Guy Claxton. And this, for everybody in Key Stage 1, look up. This is a super book all about space adventures. I love that book. And this is a favourite book of mine, which a teacher in the Isle of Wight, Mr. Simpson, sent me, called Armstrong. And this is a story about a mouse who goes to space, and he literally builds a space rocket. Where is it? I must put a bookmark in this.
Nick.
Yep.
Nick. Our Year 5 children are doing that book. I've been doing that book this term.
Have they, sir? That's fantastic.
Which class? The seals. They've been doing it.
Are they on at the moment, sir?
They are. The seals are there. Mr. Wallace and Miss Rosenberg's class are all on. So yeah.
I can't see them actually. I've only got. Why can I only see?
Mr. Wallace's class is doesn't work, so that's why you can't see him.
Oh, I see. Oh, not to worry.
And Miss Rosenberg's class are at home. They're home learning, so they're on YouTube.
Oh wow. Okay. Isn't that a fantastic book though? It's really lovely. So the 3 greatest gifts: time, stories, and even inventing stories and using your imagination. And the third thing is your art and finding something that you can make some money from. Finding something you can make some friends with. Finding something you can use to make the world a better place. And that's why I wear the t-shirt. That's why I love art. And I know you all do at Academy St James as well. So that's very, very special. And that's what the Aim High Tour is all about. Now, before I finish, I want to show you what I'm doing to aim high this Christmas. I'm aiming higher than Mars. I'm aiming higher than my mirror ball, planet mirror ball. I'm aiming higher than high this Christmas, because this Christmas I want to get to #1 in the charts. I want to get and knock Mariah Carey off the #1 spot. And I need all of you to help me. What we're going to do is sing a song all about schools like Academy St James, because I know there are all sorts of people in your schools. Some people have got some money, some people haven't got much money, some people need food from food banks, and we're all in this together. And I know that Academy St James, being a church school particularly, supports its community, and I've seen all the great work that Mr Tolson does to get food and to help you all out. And I know that Marcus Rashford as well has done a lot of work with this. Here he is, I think that's his mum actually. And he's done amazing work about food, and also recently about books as well. And you'll remember at the beginning of this, we looked at this little film here by the Commoners Choir. A world made of islands, connected by sound. And that's what we're in. We're just in a world of islands connected by sound. Well, what I want to do now is just show you the start of a song, not the whole thing, but I'd like you all to help me make a Christmas number one, because Commoners Choir wrote a song all about Parklands Primary, all about schools like yours there at Academy St James, all of you there in Miss Cooper's class, everybody in Mr Bransell's class, everybody in Miss Wotton's class, everybody in Miss Lewis Allison's class. They wrote a song for all of you to sing, to celebrate the great work that goes on in our schools, the great work done by our brave school leaders like Mr Tolson, like Mr Dyson, like Mr Shakeshaft I'm seeing later, Rachel Snape, Patrick, all these super school leaders. And I want you to sing it. And the words, the chorus is, "Come on in from the cold." Can you all do that? All sing that now. Come on in from the cold. Can you all do that? Probably can't do it without the music. I'm going to get the music going now. And when you get home tonight, I'd like you to film yourself singing this. And we're going to put it on it together. And we might release it as a single. And we'll see if we can't get to number one. Are you ready? Let's go. Oh, why isn't that playing?
On a cold winter's morning, all smothered in snow, come on in from the cold. There's a freeze on the city, the schools are all closed. Come on in from the cold. And the kids left at home are all hungry and bored. Come on in from the cold. And the best they can find is leftovers and coke. Come on in from the cold. So switch off the TV and text all your mates. Head for the one school that's opened its gates. They're planning a lesson that's served up on plates. Come on in from the cold. Come on in from the cold. Well, the cooks and the teachers refuse to give up. Come on in from the cold. And they've cooked up a meal from whatever they've got. Come on in from the cold. So take off your raincoat and pull up a chair. Shake off your hunger, there's food going spare. Whatever we've got is whatever we'll share. Come on in from the cold. Come on in from the cold. Children gather for dinner and shake off the streets. Come on in from the cold.
So, I'm going to send you all a little sheet after today with a link to that. Hands up if anybody's going to have a go at that. Hands up if anybody wants to be in the video, to be in the pop video for Christmas number one. Anybody out there want to do that? Hands up, anybody going to have a go? Not an awful lot of people there, so I'll cut away from that again, I think. Well, not to worry. I am now going to cut back live to Parklands Primary, there in Leeds, where they've got the rocket ready. Who would like to see that 200-foot high cardboard rocket launched in the sky? Who'd like to see that? Anybody there in Miss Cooper's class? Anybody? Hands up. You don't want to see the rocket go? Hands up if you want to see the rocket go. Well, nobody, Miss Cooper. Oh, phew, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Mr Tolson, hands up. Would you like to see the rocket launch?
Oh, yes.
You
Sorry.
would.
Of course.
Let's get Mr Tolson up full screen. So Mr Tolson wants to see it. Fantastic. Mr Tolson wants to see it. Anybody else? Let's have a look in. We can't waste it, you see, because they're very expensive, these rockets. Anybody in Mr Bransell's class? Looks like we've got some hands up there as well. Fantastic. Let's get you up full screen. Are we ready to launch this rocket then? I want all those microphones off mute, please, because I want you all to help with the countdown in a moment. And when this rocket takes off, I want you all to make a wish about what you are going to do with your art, with that time, with those stories, and how high you're going to aim in life. Academy St James, you're so lucky because you've got an amazing school, great teachers, your community works together. You're led by a fantastic man, Mr Tolson. Thank you all so much. We're going to cut now live to Parklands Primary and we're going to launch this rocket. Hold tight, everybody. Have a great Christmas. It's been lovely to see you.
30 seconds and 9,
30-second countdown, stand by.
Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. All engine running. We have a liftoff, 32 minutes past the hour.
Let's have a big round of applause, everybody. Cheers. Woo! Fantastic.
Can we get a roll program?
Plus 30 seconds.
This is for all of you at Academy St James, for your parents, your community, your teachers, everybody there. Don't forget the 3 greatest gifts this Christmas. Your time to spend with your children, time to spend with your parents and carers, time to spend with those you love. There's no excuse, it costs no money. We're busy, we're stressed, but find that time. Tell stories, read books, read. And find your art. Find something that you can make some money with, something that you can make friends with, something you can make the world a better place with. It's been fantastic to see you all today. I don't know if you've got any final words there, Mr. Tolson.
Yeah, just 2 things. Thank you, Nick, for joining us this morning. We've never done a live stream before, so it's been great, and we'll definitely do another one. Thank you very much for supporting us and giving us lots of something to think about. And also, it links in really well with some of the things we've been talking about in class anyway. I was talking to this group. I've had a letter here this morning for Ramsey in year 6.
Oh, yeah?
Mr. O'Neill's written you a letter. I'm going to bring this down to you now. And it links really well with time and space. And Ramsey's done an incredible job in class. Made a piece of furniture for our outdoor classroom. And this fits in beautifully with what you've been talking about this morning. So, really fantastic work. Thank you for all your time. Yeah, Ramsey, let's give Ramsey a clap. Well done, Ramsey. Amazing
Big
work.
round of applause for Ramsey. Great work. Thank you all
Thank
so
you for your
much.
time, Nick. Really appreciate it. You take care of yourself.
Thank you all
Have a
so
very
much
happy
for your
Christmas.
support.
Look after yourself, all right?
And I'll send you a sheet today, Mr. Tolson. You can send home for all the parents and children some ideas for Christmas and some links back from today, if that's okay.
Yeah, that absolutely no problem. We'll get them out tomorrow. Fabulous.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, sir. Have a great day, everybody. I'm going to leave you with this little film now about a girl who doesn't want to be a cyber coder. She wants to be a dancer.
Good evening. All schools across the country will close until further notice as coronavirus reached 100.
Primary. Where is Chris Dyson? Can we have Chris Dyson on this stage, please?
As I said, we're in the toughest area in Leeds, and yet our school children, the children that actually sit on the interview panel for the Northern Ballet, because I want to give them an opportunity that they've never sort of had before. shows if you believe in the people, you believe in these teachers, you believe in these kids, absolutely anything is possible.